You're getting my display window dirty with that big hand of yours. Also, Ella's bound to leave soon and she'll catch you spying." Savannah tisked and set her palms on the Brazilian cherry countertop inside her cafe. Jesse quickly removed his hand from the glass and pivoted around to face her, an adorable, hand-caught-in-the-cookie-jar look on his handsome face. Which was fitting, not merely because he was obviously spying on her friend, but also because he was clutching one of the cookies she'd baked this morning and arranged in the front window, all frosted in orange, black, or Casper white in honor of Halloween next week. She not only sold her signature baked goods created from recipes passed down by her grandmother, but mouth-watering artisan coffee drinks brewed with the best imported espresso beans she could afford.
"I am not spying. I was just doing a perimeter sweep, making sure no one tries to rob you as you close up shop."
He bit off the black hat of the witch cookie.
"The butcher had a break-in last week. Didn't you hear?"
"The butcher, the baker. Any news on the candlestick maker?" She shot him a cheeky smirk. "Cheeky? Oh, right. I just read a book by a British author." Hell, she'd even begun thinking with the accent the other day, too. British accents were hot. Who could blame her?
"Hilarious,"
he grunted, polishing off the cookie and wiping the remnants of the finger-licking good frosting onto the sides of his jeans. Savannah winked and snatched one of her pink and white hand towels, which matched the striped sign hanging outside the brick storefront. She'd chosen her own name for the cafe. Her parents had wed in Savannah, Georgia, and it was her mother's favorite southern city. But her mom had dropped the H from her name on her birth certificate, and owning a place like this had always been her mother and grandmother's dream, so she'd recently decided to take the plunge in their honor. The cafe had been a bakery before she'd purchased the building, so it already had the bones for what she needed, and it was conveniently located near Rhodes Park, which happened to be within walking distance of her townhouse. She could barely afford her rent after sinking every last dime and nickel she had into the cafe, though. She was already a month past due paying her landlord, and she didn't want to borrow money from the business to pay her bills, but she was running out of options. Well, there was a last resort option, but it was strictly a last resort. She couldn't touch that money. Could she? Was the cafe doing well? Yes. Well enough to survive? Barely. But that was the nature of it, wasn't it? She didn't know anyone who'd gotten into this sort of business expecting to be rolling in dough. No pun intended. And focus. What were we discussing? Not my bills.
"So what happens next? Does Ella call or text you to let you know if she's met Mr. Right?"
Jesse unhooked the Ray-Bans that clung to the front of his gray V-neck shirt, fiddled with them, then latched them back in place. Well, hell. The man was a nervous wreck. Savannah lifted her chin, her attention lingering on the wall of espresso beans off to her left. Central American beans with caramel undertones were her favorite. Before looking out the window to view the restaurant on the other side of Highland Avenue, the building opposite hers remained frozen in time. The large white mansion harkened back to the days of Gone with the Wind, its Greek pillars gracefully guarding the wide porch and the quintessential southern rocking chairs on which to sit and enjoy a cocktail or two before or after dinner. Ella always picks the Italian place across the street to meet her online dates since she knows I'm here. If it goes well, she texts me. If it doesn't, she'll fake an emergency and jet over here. Jesse's light blue eyes studied Savannah as he tapped a fist against his lip for a moment before dropping his gaze to the floor. He was wearing black boots, which were a change from the brown beat-up cowboy ones he normally donned. The boots also matched the leather jacket he wore, giving him a hot, bad boy look. Not that he probably gave a damn about fashion, which was the opposite of Ella, who designed clothes and shoes as a hobby.